We have all day to play tomorrow too. All right, Yarok. Yarok Field. This is the deck that I played to a top 20 finish in their 3,000 player MCQ last season, which is actually what you get to play in for finishing the top 1,200. So if I finish in the top 1,200, we get to play in the MCQ again. For finishing 20th out of 2,000 people, we got a pat on the back and a try again next time. We missed the invite on tiebreakers, and because Wizards doesn't like us, we're not one of the wonderful people that gets an invite who missed on tiebreakers like a couple people did, which is sad. But anywho, we've got, so the big things that this deck lost from last season are, we lost some utility lands, the Memorials, the Field of Ruin, stuff like that. But honestly, these castles are probably better than the Memorials that we lost, because these lands are frequently going to come into play untapped. We also gained Once Upon a Time, which, while it's not a ramp spell like Elvish Visionary, this is a card that's going to help us curve out earlier more consistently. That's going to help us curve out earlier more consistently by hitting both creatures when we want them and hitting our different colors lands while we want them. We've got a couple of Beanstalk Giants in here as an extra ramp spell. I'm not playing the full 4 because we only have 5 basics in our deck. And we've got a couple of Fabled Passages down here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and dive on into Constructed League with this one and see how it goes. Fair warning for subs who are lazy. I'm going to start timing people out who ask stupid questions that can be answered by looking at the deck list. Just fair warning. There's been way too many of those. As always, the deck list can be found on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. On mobile, there's an icon under the stream that you can click on. We help those who help themselves around here. Put on your big kid pants and help yourself. Of course, Gerd, we got you. Oh, did I not update the deck list? I'll fix that. I can fix that right now. I flipped Assassin's Trophy and Murderous Rider. So there's one trophy in the board and there's 4 Murderous Riders in the main. I'll fix that now. I would love a Risen Reef, I think. If I upgrade to tier 3, can I request a Yarok Historic Field that you can, Drakenstern? That would be perfectly appropriate. Just as a heads up, though, we're not going to be doing Historic for at least a couple of weeks. Yep, fine with the guaranteed 5th land. I'd like to hit a land here so we can play Yarok next turn, ideally. Hey, Draken, thanks for the tier 3. I appreciate that. Welcome. I assume that's for Yarok Field in Historic. There's a 420 tip. Here's a little more of the Cali 420. It's great having a top tier streamer at 6 a.m. How's the corn? The corn is excellent. Corn is doing well. Some of the corn is sweet. A lot of the corn Now, I can just note that, Drekken. A lot of the corn is actually... A lot of the corn is actually feed corn that gets grown here. So you don't want to eat that as a person. Team Kessig, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate the support. Rain Spider, I think you have had Blue-White Control Modern Leagues last longer than your playtime on Twitch Rivals. That is definitely true. Thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. You're new to the stream. Lots of great stuff here in Hoaglandia. Past just the Twitch stream here where I'm live Monday through Friday, basically 5 days a week. You can also find lots of good stuff on my website, jeffhoagland.com, as well as my YouTube channel. Yeah, let's jam. Let's make him counterspell instead of Chemister's Insight. That's true. We have mtgesports.net as a URL as well. Are we double burn spelling my Yarok? Deal. Looks like our opponent's playing Team of Reclamation. Yeah, smells like Team of Reclamation. But I mind looking at a deck list. I'm always happy to take a peek at deck lists after the stream. However, in general, I tend not to look at deck lists mid-stream. There's just too much going on. The best place to get feedback on deck lists is definitely hop on into the Discord server now that you're a sub. You're denying Grazer his bloodlust. He's so thirsty. He's thirsty to attack. Alright, next turn, maybe, Mr. Grazer. Niv Mizzet. That's fine. I think I'm going to keep one of these. I don't think I want to draw lands 2 turns in a row here. But, like, next turn, I can Murderous Rider plus, I can Murderous Rider plus Scry and play the step land, so that sounds fine. The fact that Murderous Rider is a removal spell that we can find with Once Upon a Time is really, really good. Just bought a copy of Century Golem Edition. It's a blast if you like board games. Yeah, Century is a good one. It's definitely one of my board game group's favorites. So we'll bottom that and we'll draw this Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I'd be surprised if this card's good enough for Modern. It's pretty slow in general in that format. Modern's a format that's about brutal efficiency more than anything. So if this finds an untapped land, we're going to draw it to our hand so we can play it untapped. So we're going to decline putting this into play because now we can play it as our land for the turn, which lets us scry with Castle Vantress, which is nice. But any good aggressive decks yet? Well, yeah, we played Black-Red Aristocrats yesterday with 4 Rankles in it. That was pretty reasonable. It was one of the Black-Red Ranklecrats and Blue-Red Alliance is what we used to climb to the top 300 or so on ranked. Honestly, scrying 2 in our deck with as many lands this one has, it might actually just be better than drawing a card. Do you have a rough number on the creature count to play field? Well, it's not just the creature count, right? Because, like, you get to... I don't think I want the trophy. I think just Blaststone's fine here. Blaststone's kind of like a trophy that also makes a zombie, right? You want to think about... Oh, I should have attacked here before playing the land, because if they have a Flame Sweep, I get a little bit sad. Because I lose this zombie. So, like, if they have a Flame Sweep, I put myself down to a zombie here, which they likely playing sweeps in their main. So you can always find all of my decks that I've played previously on my Stream Decker page here. On my website, you can find a list of absolutely everything I've played under Videos Standard, and every one of my YouTube videos has an importable deck list in the video description. So always like to try and make that information that people like it very accessible here. So I can currently crank Blast Zone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can crank it up 3. Brazen Borrower might be okay in blue-black Fae. Blue-black has a hard time dealing with enchantments and artifacts, so being able to bounce them seems appealing. Let's go ahead and start cranking this up, because we're not going to need it on 1 in this matchup. We're probably going to want to set the Blast Zone to 4, and then leave us the flexibility to crank it to 6 to kill Niv. Yeah, I always just try to do for my content what I wish other people would do. So, like, I really hate it when people don't put the deck they're playing in their stream title, so I always make sure to do that. I also find it really annoying when people have deck lists and I can't easily copy them, so I figure if I want people to do it, other people probably also feel that way. Undead Lord, thanks for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Welcome to Hoaglandia. It is about 9 a.m. here. Good morning. Chayati, thanks for the half a year. Welcome. I don't know. Rankle's kind of expensive for Modern. I'd kind of be surprised if he's good enough there. Having 8 lifelinkers is really sweet. Yeah, I'm almost done with the Black Mastery tree. We've got the Borderless Rider here. Alright, so we're gonna crank this to 4 here. Conrad's too expensive, Nefarious. I don't think you play Conrad before you max on Judith, and usually we're not even maxing on Judith. That's true. We're not going to get Nexus out of the game. We could get, like, Expansion Explosion. They could draw a bunch of cards. But yeah, not having to get Nexus anymore is a true gift. It's like manna from heaven. Let's crank this up to 4. Blast Zone, baby. Ooh, that's a sweet one. Wow, do I really not have a swamp? Just Yarok field things. Casual 12th land, no swamps in play. That's excellent. Peak Yarok field right there. You're my first. I've been following you since your kids were streaming on Scream. I'm from Brazil, and we get Amazon Prime here now. Well, I really appreciate that. Twitch Prime pays my mortgage, so thanks for keeping me around. This is not a swamp, actually. Alright, so the pause here implies they have an expansion explosion, so I'm glad we have a way to clear this. The good news is I can activate Blast Zone to blow up and activate Castle Vantress next turn, so that's nice. Yeah, the common cycle has the land type. Both of these castles are very good. Honestly, I think all 5 of the castles are good. Did my article go up yet? I feel like they didn't tag me on Twitter yet. I should ping my editor. It did go up. It went up 2 days ago, actually. I'm so bad at this. I must not have noticed when they tagged me. Here's an article with some of my thoughts on Eldraine cards for people that are looking for it. Highlight some of the castles and some other things I like. Oh yeah, sabotage not particularly good at this board state. Our spells are uncounterable and they make zombies. All right, they have a lot of cards. The question is, can they deal with the board? Yeah, all of these adventure cards are great, basically. That's an interesting decision.
Every problem has a solution.
That's kind of scary in a way. Wait, what? Friendo. Don't tell Scotty, cause Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again.
There's a storm coming your way.
I don't know, maybe their hand is awful and that's their only line. Maybe they just had nothing. I don't know, maybe their hand was all bricks, but their hand's all bricks, they should be trying to draw random cards, right? I don't know. Tis not mine to wonder why. It's actually pretty clean, huh? 3 Disdainful Strokes and a trophy in. Cut 3 Grazers. Seems fine. I want to keep my riders so I can kill their nivs and their random planeswalkers. This seems fine. I don't think this is a Ceratops matchup. How do you feel about Ceratops versus Beanstalk Giant? I guess Beanstalk Giant's actually probably pretty good here, huh? Because he's just a big fat thing. I don't know, like he gets counterspelled. If they counterspell the adventure part, he kind of sucks. This runs past. They have a lot of counterspells. Like they showed us a bunch of counterspells. This like also kind of sucks for them to kill, and they probably don't have Lava Coil in against us post board. If we do that, I don't hate that. Let's do that. One thing that's also interesting about Murderous Rider in this deck, decking can be a real concern with this deck with your Yaroks double triggering your Cavaliers. So Murderous Rider going back on the bottom of your deck after it dies can often be very relevant, which is nice. It's not quite Nexus level anti-decking insurance, but it's something at least. I think some amount of counters are coming out against us. See, I disagree with that. I actually think the counters are pretty good against our deck because our deck has a high density of must counter like 5 mana spells. I think I'm gonna keep this. Like the colors kind of suck, but like Once Upon a Time digs us deep. Yeah, I agree, Marty. This card, the fixing that this card provides is a really big deal. We're really unlikely to get burned on Once Upon a Time in this deck because we are playing 29 lands. Kazenti, thank you for the 21 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The Niv deck was pretty medium. Fires was just pretty thoroughly unimpressive. I think I'm gonna take Guildgate at this point. I'm missing blue if I do that, but I think that's ideal. Bow to my first Magic draft in 8 years. Wish me luck. Hey, Neo. I hope life's treating you well. Good to see you still around. Maybe I'm supposed to play Blast Zone here so I can hold up Murderous Rider, but then I can't Ceratops. Still missing blue here. Play my dumb dino. That's true. This does not die to Expansion Explosion. Yeah, I don't know. I would believe someone more conservative telling me that I should have taken the guaranteed blue source on that once. Getting pretty properly punished here. Maybe Ceratops isn't supposed to be in my deck because of Blast Zone, but I only have one Blast Zone, right? I've taken Passage, but I'm a coward. Noted. How's Throne been so far? Rotation is great. Rotation is like Christmas in Magic. Which is why it makes me sad that it only comes once per year. The renewal gifts are random. That's interesting. I think we just kill this with fire, huh? That'll erase me otherwise. I should technically let them scry first here before killing their thing. For being strictly optimal. Yeah, it can't block, but it, like, races me, right, Marty? It, like, makes it more likely that I die to Expansion Explosion. Although you could probably argue that I'm going to die to that card regardless, so... You have sabotaged my 2-3. That bodes well for me. Hopefully that means their hand is poop. Please bin a card. Well, that's a pretty good one to bin. Happy rotation day, Red Dolph. They brought in Fry. That makes a lot of sense. As it kills Yarok. It's a little awkward here that I have 6 lands in play and a 7th in my hand, but like these are doubled and these are doubled. So I'm not like anywhere close to getting to start making zombies. Yep. Feels kind of dead, man. Yeah, definitely Cordemi. Yeah, I think I'm planning to run back the Alliance deck tomorrow with Dealer's Choice points, and I'll throw those towards it. I need to, my deck list for the E-League tournament next week is due tomorrow night. Well, I mean, that's an eventual blue source. Yeah, never having to wonder if we get another turn is quite excellent. Yeah, I think there's a good chance we're dead at their end step 2. They have 32 cards in their deck, so they're through half their deck, so pretty likely that they have a,
Ready to throw down the gauntlet? I am.
So the E-League matches are pre-recorded. So on Wednesday nights when they're actually playing, it's like the MPL thing. They pre-record the matches to do editing and stuff. So I have to submit it pretty far in advance because we play in advance. Yeah, I'd be surprised if something surrounding Henge isn't very good in Standard. What's E-League? E-League is a organization that runs esports tournaments that started running a weekly Wednesday night stream for a Magic tournament. It's a kind of weird format. You basically play, it's a single elimination thing where you play heads-up matches for $500 a match, which is very different than the traditional Swiss-style tournaments that we see everywhere else. So I'll be playing in their thing for next week. Am I dead yet? At least the nice part about this Reclamation deck is, like, I'm actually dead if I'm dead. Doesn't try to be super serious. I mean, I don't know. $500 a match is pretty far from casual. It's like when someone from the fandom tournament told me their focus was on being more casual. I'm like, listen, casual playing 16 players for $4,000 prize pool. Like, pick one. You don't get to be both. If your focus, in my opinion, in order for something like that to be casual, the focus needs to be on, the focus would need to be on just, like, paying people a rate to show up and then doing some kind of novel format. Yeah, everything's proportional though, Rook Jackson. Like, proportionally speaking, that's more than most big competitive Magic tournaments have. Yeah, I have no idea, Nifty. I assume, like most of esports, I'm pretty convinced that the entirety of the esports industry is just funded by investor seed money who just, like, have more money and don't want to miss out on the next big thing. Which I'm not complaining. I'll take the checks, right? Like, I'm gonna cash the checks as long as they're willing to send them my way. This whole industry is just weird. As someone who's a very data-driven person who spent a lot of time looking at a lot of metrics from a lot of different streamers and myself, none of it tracks. There's no consistency. None of it makes any sense. Yeah, it's propped up. Venture capital money is 10 out of 10 the case. I think I'm actually gonna take Risen Reef here because Beanstalk Giant can turn into a blue source, right? Or we can have Temple of Mystery on top. Sign me up. You thought about finding a sponsor and hosting your own tournament? Hosting arena tournaments that are open invite sounds miserable. That's true. Streaming is very reasonable and very sustainable. Streaming is basically a crowd. My job is basically crowdfunded, right? Hey, thanks for the 2 months of support, Hollow Guard. Welcome back. Oh, they missed a land on that. That's exciting. One land, please, Mr. Risen Reef. Hashtag never lucky. Except second Risen Reef is kind of an okay never lucky to hit, right? I just saw that Spanish Inquisition of Kozilek is 5x as expensive as the English copy. That's great. I did see the Esperdance list that won fandom yesterday. Seems sweet. This Yarok is going to honk. How we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week during exciting release weeks like this. If you're someone who enjoys constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks every day. All of those decks that are listed in my stream title right now are decks that we're planning to play today in the order in which I intend to play them. If you're one of the many people in the world like Marco's EDF there who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Even if you don't send it my way like Marcos just did there, thank you for that, I appreciate it. Make sure you send your Prime sub somewhere every month here on Twitch. Think of it as taking dollary dues from Amazon and giving it to someone making stuff out here on Twitch. I like to plug my sponsors here really quick as well. The Vitamin String Quartet creates unique instrumental string arrangements of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. Welcome, Super Mop Man. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. You might occasionally hear me flicking cards on my desk here. My physical cards are protected by none other than my BCW Elite Guard 2 sleeves. If you head on over to bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% using code HOGLANDIA at checkout. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly with their players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to one of their tournaments to play in them, they're not like Grand Prix. They have streaming coverage at every single one of their tournaments. You can find them streaming at twitch.tv/NRG series every single month. At any rate, let's head on into our next match here with our Yarok field deck. See how this feels post-rotation. How much to get you and Christy to play an untitled Goose Game? I don't know what that means. I have a friend who does VC, and it's exactly that model. He works for a guy who has more money than he knows what to do with and thinks esports are cool. Makes sense, Manad. Mage of Dancing Dragons, you were talking about forking Deckmaster. Do you want to do that on your own? I would be perfectly excited if someone else forked Deckmaster and then actually updated it regularly. I think that would be great. Is there a dollar amount to get an emote added? There are people who have emotes that they picked out on the channel, but the dollar amount to take up one of my emote slots is incredibly high. Into the four figures for sure, because emote slots are very valuable. I'm gonna bottom that. We're just looking for payoffs, right? Hey, thanks for the 2 months of Prime support there, Marcus. Welcome back. Makers. Hey, look at that. My 0-3 versus your 2-1 deal. Are you ready? Bone Crusher's ready. Black Red Aggro is so gas. This card is excellent. All of these pushed rare and mythic adventures are quite good. So we're gonna wait on playing. Oh, I should have played the Swamp. If I play the Swamp, I could have been holding up 2 trophies here. Not that I really want a double trophy, but I should have left myself the option to. Ugh. I'm not playing this out just yet because I already have one in play. Yep. Feels dead, man. Because if I trophy this, I take 2. So this is land 6, this is land 7. Beanstalk's untapped? Wow, that's good. Sweet. Good chance we're still dead here. I'm gonna trade here and keep my health total high. We've been cleaved, chat. We've been cleaved. We've been cleaved. All right, that was not bad considering how much we stumbled early there, right? We've got a bunch of removal. My main deck is definitely hedged towards the mid-range matchups to start. Thought Erasure gets to come out. We get to bring in a whole grip full of Disfigures. Is this a Legion's End matchup? I feel like I'm uncertain on if this is a Legion's End matchup or not. It's like, what am I trimming, though? This deck does not play Growth Spiral, so the appeal of this deck is that it's interactive and not just a linear ramp deck. It does get rid of Gutter Bones, that's true. I don't really know what I want to cut here, though. Is it crazy to cut Risen Reef? Is that the swap? Is that... I feel like that's fine. Maybe I cut some trophies. Ramping them's not ideal, but just, like, having a removal spell is probably better than not a lot of the time. I think I want to keep trophy. Hey, Chewy, thanks for the 9 months. As always, you can find all of the best decks on my website on my favorites page. I'll tag at least one every day there. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Huh? Murderous Rider isn't the best removal against aggro either. So, the thing you're forgetting there with that assessment is that a 2-3 with Lifelink is actually quite good in this matchup. So, this card has 2 modes. You don't, especially in the aggro matchups, don't feel like you have to get value out of Murderous Rider. Sam was probably a mulligan. No 1-drop sounds great. Sign me up. Which figure? This one right here. Good morning, Batman. All right. How do you like your 2-for-1s, chat? I like my 2-for-1 stapled onto a 7/6. This is another reason to leave what's it called in the deck? Assassin's Trophy, right? In fact, they probably have 4 of that card, which probably means I want all of my trophies post-board. Alright, we're gonna brick on finding an untapped land and cry here, but I think it's right to do this. Fabled Passage is very, very untapped. Sign me up. Yeah, it's funny. So, like, the check lands rotated out, but the check lands were frequently tapped in this deck anyways because of how awkward the mana is. This deck, as constructed now, actually has way more untapped sources than it did last season, which is excellent. Maybe I'm supposed to play Yarok there. I don't know. I feel like they're probably holding removal spells, and I'd rather Murderous Rider eat it before Yarok does. Yeah. Fantastic. So I get to do this, gain 2 life. And then if they don't kill this, we get to play Cavalier next turn and just go ham. Yeah, the adventure creatures are very good. That's an interesting one to have in against my deck that makes a bunch of zombies. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd like to draw an untapped black source here so I can Yarok into Rider. That's fine, right? Yeah. All right, so if they brick on a removal spell here, we're going to be in an absurd spot. Yeah, 03 will play. 03 means if they hit a removal spell, it insulates me against Angrass Rampage too, which is nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Nivik. The game's a lot of fun in general. GG! Hoo-hoo! I did not get to catch any of the fandom tournament yesterday, unfortunately. Was this a good turn? If so, why? Please explain. Is there any good answers to Cavalier and Standard? Yeah, Oko and D-Spark both answer Cavalier without giving them a trigger. Nebda, thanks for checking in for the 7th month. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, our kind of medium opening hand definitely played out well. It played out well in large part due to the fact that, like, my opponent had a medium start, right? Whew! Oh, that's a tasty one. Activate Howling Mine. Ooh, buddy old pal. Oh, buddy old pal. Did it make double-digit zombies bad turn? Fair. Is this lethal? Find out next time. Not quite. Close, but no cigar. If I'd have attacked with this, those blocks would have been lethal. Doesn't really matter though, right? Math is for blockers. Yeah, I think I want my last trophy because of Regisaur. Regisaur is like a must kill on site. Is it crazy to cut a Yarok? Yeah, it's got Death Touch and Lifelink. Let's not do that. I'm gonna trim a Legion's End. It does cost us a life, but yeah, it is better than Arc a lot of the time. Frequently going to be better than Arc. The color fixing is great. Man, building this deck in Historic's gonna be interesting. Because we get the castles and the memorials and the checklands and Fabled Passage. The real Mr. Morden, thank you for the 22 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is this deck supposed to be playing some Okos? There's probably a non-zero chance that playing 0 Okos in this deck is wrong. Castles do not come into play untapped with checklands. It's the shock lands that bring the castles into play untapped. What benefit would Oko bring? He's randomly a removal spell. He also upgrades your Grazers on occasion. So are we just giving up on the idea that games will go long enough and we'll deck ourselves? Not really, Marty, but we just don't have... There isn't a Nexus of Fate, right? Like, you can technically play Jace, but, like, you're not going to draw the Jace most of the time. You're going to mill past it, right? Yeah, Oko has, like, 800 loyalty, and he makes food, which is good against aggro, right? Once upon a time, there was a land that Grazer put into play tapped. Yes, yeah, the fact that one Scrab's Hero's downfall is quite absurd. It's very, very powerful. So, they have Murderous Rider. Yeah, the Blue-Red Alliance deck was really sweet. I'm not attacking to send a message because my opponent's deck has 8 creatures in it. You've murdered him! You're a monster! My poor little Grazer. What did he ever do to you? He was innocent. He grazed the wrong turf something. I think I want to just do this and play this tapped. What would Oko replace? I have no idea. Don't have an answer to that offhand. Alright, we need a green source. If we had an untapped green source, if we had to untap with this, we had an untapped green source, just in an absurd spot. Do you have a third Murderous Rider? Looks like it. Yikes. Oh, you know what? I tapped wrong here. I could have left up Trophy and Disfigure, but I tapped wrong, so I can't. It's a pretty big deal. Just gonna go ahead and get this guy out of here. If that's their play, we're in a great spot. I don't think I'd have disfigured that one anyways. Oh, I can't hold up Trophy anyways if I cast this. Do I just play a 7/7? Is that cray? Just gonna play a 7/7. Thunk. Go. Are you ready? Bone Crusher's ready. That's a bit of a tilt. That is a little bit of a tilt. That's fine. Do 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 do. This deck's still great. This deck's still great. This deck's still great. Yeah, you have a 2/1. You have a 4/3. I just like kill their thing and then play this. Is that crazy? Maybe I just hold on to this. I'm just gonna pass. I'm attack? Am I attacking? I feel like I'm attacking. If they kill this, I'm kind of psyched, right? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass and scry 2 Instep. Yeah, I like that. Roger Ghoul, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Morning, Batman. Have a sword back. Oh, you made it 2-3. That's cute. I would just like to remind everybody that Arena has reached its 1.0 stable release, and it is a quality piece of software that definitely in no way, shape, or form was rushed out to a full release to meet an arbitrary deadline to please executives and shareholders. Oh! Oh, are we gonna get the reconnect bug now? Do we get... Oh, we get the reconnect bug now. Oh, look at that. So not only did it crash, but now it's not gonna let us get back into the game. Every single bug that is experienced under Wine with this application also happens on a subset of Windows computers. Yeah, actually just not going to be able to get back in. Like winning a game we're guaranteed to win. Crashed, can't reconnect. I'm really glad we chose not to play on the ladder. You have to restart your computer. Is that real? That's the out. That was my opponent's out to winning that match, just for reference. Thanks for the 29 months, Omnizy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I'm gonna run an ad break. I'm gonna run an ad break and walk around and just like be frustrated with Wizards for a minute. So BRB. Is it against the terms of service to sit here and get my salad tossed on stream? Please don't report. We just watched Watsy screw you on stream. That's true. That's true. There's a lot of lewd content going on. A lot of lewd content. So we're 1-1 in this league now after losing an otherwise unlosable game 3 to having the client crash and then it not being able to reconnect afterwards. So, you know, peak release product. Should I play this deck in Philly? Thanks for the 40 months, Chris. I mean, the good advice is you should play something aggressive, like some form of black-red aggro is great. An aggressive deck with Rankle at the top end, I think, is the ideal choice. This deck seems like a good choice still if you want to grind people out, though. I feel like a lot of people are going to have a hard time going further over the top than you. This can find Grazer on 1, too, which is just so busted. I think I'm in for Risen Reef, huh? We'll have tapped land into Thought Erasure into Risen Reef, and then maybe Yarok to follow things up. And thanks for the resub, Chris. Hope life's treating you well. Happy Friday. Don't really need a second one of those, I don't think. Madam, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. And Rubik Marvin, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. For shipping here. Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. So I left this card on top because I figured they're just milling me regardless. Good morning. Twitch looks different and it scares me. Put this towards Mardu Knights, please. We'll do Maris. I'd be surprised if Mardu Knights isn't competitive for reference. Deck's playing a lot of good cards. We hit a land? What is this? What is this wizardry? We never hit lands with this card. So I'm so confused. Hey, thanks for the 4 months. Running a Jeskai version of Improbable Alliance that you built yesterday. A little tough. Little tough is good. And Fabled Passage does help fix your 3-color mana. Alright, well, we don't have a field anymore. Good thing we have creatures to kill them with. Wait, what? Deal. I feel like I probably don't want to play this Cavalier of Thorns. Probably board these out and board in like Shifting Ceratops. I have no idea, Duran. I've not worked on that archetype yet. Cue Ball, thanks for the 4 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday and a good start to your weekend. YOLO. I just want to put them to dead on board. Yeah, there's no, I mean, ain't nobody got time to be scared. There's 18 cards in our deck still. Alright, just checking. Their only card in hand is a swamp, so like attack you, they're dead and bored. Need to draw another sweeper. Yeah, I think I was going to make a point to restart the client every 2 matches. We had a client crash yesterday, and even after it crashed, we were able to reconnect. So I guess the reconnect bug's not consistent. I guess. I don't know. It's really annoying at any rate. I'm glad we didn't decide to play ladder matches though. I'd be really frustrated if we lost a bunch of ladder rank to like Arena being a buggy piece of garbage. This is one of the ones where we could get burned, right? We're counting on this to hit a green source here. Got 6 looks at green. Perfect. Yeah, this card is basically color fixing. It's very, very good. Yep. Ashiok mills a lot of cards here. Kind of need to hit a black source now. She also turns off Beanstalk Giant, which sucks. That was going to be our second black source. So if we can rip an untapped black source here, we get to just kill this, which would be ideal. That's a black source for next turn, so we got that going for us. It's not a black source for next turn because Ashiok turns it off. Good golly, that's annoying. Tilt. I should have played the green source there, right? So I can play this next turn. That's a mistake. Think we're dead here. Do we even have any swamps left in our deck to get? Looks like it. So let's do this. And I can grab a swamp here. And then I can Beanstalk Giant for the forest. And then they're going to Ashiok. So I've got 18 cards left. Ashiok's going to mill 8. Yeah, we're probably not going to be able to race these here. Morning, J-Bags.
Welcome to my world of
not Thought Erasure it preemptively? Thought Erasure gets countered by... Thought Erasure is blue, so Mystical Dispute counters it for 1 mana. Okie doke, go. Yeah, and that's dead, right? Does that only have 4 cards? Yeah, alright. The Ashiok slowed us down like just enough this game. We're a little bit too slow to get on board because the Ashiok was keeping us from searching for our colors. They didn't have a blue spell they could cast. Does Runaway Together have to have 2? Yeah, that's fair. I thought Runaway Together could just be 2 mana unsummon, but I think you're right. It requires both targets. Yeah. Yeah, I could have hoped that they had bricks there. Yeah, if they had a brick in hand and their next card was a brick, like they've had land. Any blue spell beat us there, but you're right. The 2 blue spells they had in hand, they couldn't cast. Zerlek, thank you for the brand new Prime Sport. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it my way. That's an old command from an event that we played, Sunshine. That's why I deleted it. Double Thought Erasure is probably fine here. Even though I can't play it till 3, that still Thought Erasures them before they can get Ashiok down, which is nice. Beanstalky's a pretty good way to, like, kill them. He ramps up into himself a little bit. Couldn't they have disputed their own Thought Erasure to kill you? Yeah, that's a legal play, I think. I don't know. I don't know the exact... A lot of these cards, you can't target your own stuff, but I don't know if Mystic Dispute's worded that way. Would he better to Temple to Scry for an untapped land? Maybe. That's a good observation. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with your assessment. Duress me, daddy. That's an untapped land for next turn. Yeah, I think I'm in for a random untapped land later. I'm probably still Thought Erasuring next turn. There's a good chance that, like, this top card doesn't stay the same. They have Mystic here. Yeah. They have an Ashiok. We can trophy it next turn at least. What is making sounds like a loon? I believe that's just the game board. Yikes. I'm just gonna Beanstalk Giant here. They elected not to play this again, which I feel like means they have another thing here. Do I want to get a third green? I think I want a second swamp here more than a third green. That's me. Trophy plus Thought Erasure. Right? So I can go Thought Erasure here, trophy here. Yeah. It says medium sequencing on their part. If you scry a card to the bottom with Opt, you generally don't want to shuffle it back in. So in general, you should Fabled Passage before you scry. Thank you for streaming at the same hours my dog wakes me up. Thanks for the 5 months, Ripples. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't like to make random speculations about a meta game. Spectre Shrieks the black discard spell, right? I think that's one of the worst of the hate cards. Because like 2-for-1ing yourself with that's pretty bad. I think Mystic Dispute's probably the best of them. Alright, what are we doing? They have a pretty good diversification of threats here. Not surprised to see Field to go away this time. Section 16, thanks for the 4 months of support. Welcome back. I'd love to draw an untapped land here so we can Reef plus Thought Erasure. That's unfortunate. I'm just leaving anything on top, right? It's like Mill Me Poppy. In Tad Trapdoor, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having an excellent Friday. Welcome to Hooglandia. This card's about to be pretty good, right? I'm not actually sure we've seen a card out of the opponent that can kill this card. So I don't even need to trophy this, right? Because I get to play this and haste it and just kill this. This is protection from blue. I mean, Yarok doesn't even really matter at this point, right? Because there's no Field of the Dead left in my deck. So we're in the 1-1 bracket in a competitive event. And like these things, or not a competitive event, but a constructed event. And these things try to pair you based on record. So like, if you're 0-0 or you lose one of your first couple matches, the deck quality can be kind of middling. Hey, awesome, Trapdoor. Well, good to have you here. If you haven't checked it out already, be sure to take a peek at my website and stuff as well. That'll get fleshed out with a bunch of new standard content once we learn what's good and exciting. And there's already decks from yesterday up there as well. Got a Flesh, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree, Rock. Playing in the constructed events tends to be easier than playing in the, like, Platinum Diamond Mythic ladder in my experience. No, there haven't really been any surprise standouts. A lot of the cards that have felt good so far are just like pretty obviously pushed mythics and rares. Did I get high enough yesterday to coast into the MCQ weekend? I think so, Come Eat Pizza. We were debating that today. I finished, I'm 220 right now. There's about 3 days left, so I think 220 is probably enough to ride it out. Now, here's a real question. Do I even want to play out the other Risen Reef? They kind of attack, right? I've got 25 cards left in my deck. I think I do. I think I do. That's a good line. Crimson, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent Friday wherever you are. Do upkeep stop for my castle? No, I don't think so. I want to cast the Beanstalk Giant, right? How'd the Aristocrats go yesterday? The Ranklecrats deck was one of the 2 decks we used to climb into the top 200. It felt very reasonable. This card's sweet. It might be right to play more than 2 of this card. I don't know. The problem is that, like, our deck only plays 5 basics, so, like, there's a good chance then the mid-game that these stop being ramp spells. But I guess in the mid-game, if they're not ramp spells, that's fine. Blue-Red Alliance. Alliance and Ranklecrats, the decks we used to climb yesterday. And Alliance is one of the decks. I should probably add Ranklecrats to the favorites list too. That was pretty good. All right, so that was 1 match. We're just gonna methodically restart the client every 2 matches so it doesn't memory leak crash and then fail to reconnect for us. So we're 2-1 in this league, but for people who weren't here 30 minutes ago, the client crashed while we were in an unlosable spot in game 3, and then when we reloaded, it wouldn't let us reconnect to the match. Because Arena is a stable piece of software that was definitely ready to release. Perfect. God, Once Upon a Time is so good in this deck. It's kind of unreal. Like, this card fixes so much of the early game awkward mana. Huh? I think I'm just gonna leave them Planeswalkers. So I actually messed up here. It doesn't matter because I don't want that card, but I should have fetched with Fabled Passage before using the Thought Erasure because I need to fetch with this because it's coming into play tapped currently. And I should have done that before surveilling. So small sequencing thing there that's going to be relevant. Make sure you use your passages before you surveil. Do they have to go? Why did we... I'm confused. Such gameplay much wow, right? I don't know if I want Legion's End against what they're doing. You don't really know. I guess they're probably playing Hydras, right? Legion's End exiles the Fighty Hydra, which is convenient. I don't really have anything I want to cut, though. I'm gonna go ahead and just submit. I'll cut the erasures for a little bit of removal on call day. Thanks everyone for hanging out here today. I appreciate the support. I am going to be live tomorrow as well, so because my schedule was a little bit light earlier this week while we're waiting for the new set to drop, I'm planning to do 8 to 10 hours tomorrow on Saturday as well. So if you're looking for some magic to watch tomorrow, be sure to drop in. And as always, if you miss anything, it'll all go up on my YouTube and my website after the fact. How's Murderous Rider been? It's been absurd. So Once Upon a Time fixes the mana in this deck in a really elegant way, and because we have a bunch of castles and stuff, the mana in general in this deck is just better than it was last season. So last season, casting a black card on 3 was kind of prohibitive with this mana base. This season, it's much less prohibitive. The mana as a whole, this deck feels like, I've only played like half a dozen matches with it now, but like, I feel like I hit my untapped lands and my colors much more consistently, and a lot of that is on the back of Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I mean, like, this is a 2-lander, right? Famous last words. Our deck has 29 lands in it, so hopefully we're just gonna run some off here. Whew. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This comes into play untapped off of Overgrown Tomb. The fact that our utility lands are frequently untapped in this deck is also just absurd. The castles are so much better than the memorials. I'm looking forward to thinking about the mana in this deck in Historic, though. Because in Historic, you're going to get to play castles and memorials. Pour one out for my boy Once Upon a Time, huh? Once upon a time, there was a super consistent mana base. This deck's been great, C-Lab. Really been enjoying it. Fun and powerful. How do you feel about the loss of decks in this deck? It makes some of your mid-range matchups a little bit dicier. That's actually why I cut the Tameo, because you can risk decking. But like, there's not a good replacement. I think this deck's still very good, but you do have to worry about decking as a real concern in some matchups now. It can definitely miss on occasion. You're not wrong. Woof woof, eh? Banza! Thank you for the entire year. I feel like they probably have a... what's it called here? Veil of Summer. They keep leaving one up. They could just be wanting to... Yeah, they just want to protect Barkhide Troll, I guess. Sure. Protect your troll. As you will. Do we still do free timeouts here? Of course, Rook. What kind of crappy customer service wouldn't give you a free timeout? Aim to please around these parts. So if this finds an untapped land on its first trigger, we can Murderous Rider this. And even if it doesn't, right? Like, we're still pretty far ahead here. So that's untapped, right? Because this deck's great. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. God, utility lands coming into play untapped is so busted. Whew. Oh, but still my heart, chat. I should probably register this for the tournament next week, huh? I feel like the answer is yes. I was watching someone else's stream last night, and when chat mentioned going into Hoagland mode, folks started asking for bans. That's great. We definitely have a culture here. No, the castles are not legendary. They are very, very good. Yeah, if I'm being... So people ask me things that I've been surprised about from this set. The mana in this deck, I thought for certain was going to be worse. The mana in this deck is better than last season. In large part due to Once Upon a Time. It's excellent. Avatar Roku, thank you for the 10 months of support. Happy with Magic again, this new set. Looking forward to watching you a lot. Awesome. Well, welcome back. It's good to have you. And the best thing about this is even if this becomes a little bit stale in a couple of months, we have Historic we can poke at as well now, so that's exciting. So probably not next week, but the week after, something I've been meaning to plug that I keep forgetting a little bit, is that if you're a subscriber who's interested in exploring Historic a little bit, later in October, I'm going to be adding a once per week Historic day to the channel. And because we don't do best of one here, because, well, yeah, best of one, we're going to be doing a sub-battle best of 3 Historic day when we add it, which we will probably coordinate in the subs Discord. So if you want to bounce around deck ideas and be involved when we do that, be sure to pop on in there. Yeah, technically, Fly, you could sit there and murder your own Murderous Rider. You are correct. Yeah, the sub-battle days will probably just be like a lottery system. And I'll keep track of who gets to play, so that way we can have a list so people get a chance to if they're here multiple weeks. Well, that wasn't how this was supposed to go. This hand was probably a medium keep. Was missing lands, had no ramp. Like, this is ramp, right? Without extra lands, it doesn't do anything meaningful. I was about to say, if I get Tails Ended, I'm going to slide out of my chair. We got Tails Ended earlier today. It was very savage. Grazer's going to send a message here. Let him know what's up. Set the tone of the match. Sloth slap. You know, we have a Hydrate Krasis emote at the moment. We could probably stand to replace the Krasis emote with a more relevant standard creature, huh? You think we could convince them to play poker instead of Magic? You think we could convince them to play poker instead of Magic? It's Grizzly. Thanks for keeping on with that tier 1 sub. Welcome back. I mean, if we draw running lands the next 2 turns, we'll be in a good spot. He says before he draws running colorless lands. Papi! Beanstalk Rooney, eh? How greedy is it to bottom this, hoping to draw an untapped land? I'm supposed to bottom this. They're gonna like draw 2 here. So I think I want to like trophy whatever their business play is next turn and then like draw a land and play one of these dorks. Last day of work at my old job has started well. Tripped catching my bus and sprained my ankle. Shattered my phone and need to start my new job using a cane. At least we have new standard. Feel better, Beetle. Witching Well is a super cool card. Been pretty impressed with that one. And if they have like an Opt or a Thrill here, yeah, Opt lets them trigger Alliance. You have a 1/1. Alright, any untapped land, please. Get greedy, get punished. Our greed shall consume us, chat. Our initial keep was bad this game, right? Hard to be too upset. It's not even land adjacent, right? Papi! I love the animation on this card so much. Yeah, if we get to like the running 5/6 stage of the game, they're gonna have a bad time. Murderer! Hoo-hoo! That's slick. So they shocked their thing so I don't get to recast Murderous Rider. So in a way there, they traded shock for my 2/3, right? So if these adventures don't resolve, they don't go to exile. And when a spell loses its only target, it's countered upon resolution. So it doesn't happen. Yeah, I probably should have just murdered their thing during the end step. It also means I didn't lose 2 though, so like, that's fine. Are you ready? Bone Crusher's ready. All right, who's ready for a stream of 5/6s? Survey says. We need a Bone Crusher emote? That seems like a reasonable request. Yeah, I think the parade of 5/6s is probably going to be like D's plus. Have another borrower, yep. They might tempo us out of this game. They might tempo us out here. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we assumed Hydrate Grace is going to stay super common, and that card got pushed out. I'm surprised they keep playing lands. I feel like they should start activating this. Ooh. Is that a good one? That feels like a good one. So if this finds an untapped land here, I'm going to shock this in because I can crank this to 2 to kill the Alliance next turn. Yeah, maybe that's wrong. I feel like they should have just done this on their turn to make a 1/1. If opponents playing our Alliance list that we played yesterday, which it looks like they're probably playing something close, they should only have 2 of these. That's pretty good. We're down to 7. We do have to kind of worry about getting burned out here at this point. It's a real concern. So if I hit an untapped land, I can Cavalier plus crack this. How many basics are left in my deck? There's 3 basics in my deck. Do I gamble on hitting all of them? Because I could hit a second field. I'm going to gamble. No gamble, no future, chat. If I hit all 3 basics, I guess if I hit all 3 basics, I still get to blow the blast zone anyways. Perfect. We hit Field of the Dead. No fear in this dojo, exactly. Hey chat, look, it's my fetch land that doesn't hurt me. Or as I like to refer to it as, busted. And this was a game where we like stumbled and bumbled a lot, right? We might still be dead here. I don't think so. I'd be pretty surprised if we die here. I guess there's like a non-zero chance, but I feel like we're pretty far ahead. Do I expect to see Fabled Passage in Modern? No, Fabled Passage is not Modern playable. Goodbye, Felicia. I want to do this in response. This way, if they draw an opt, they can't opt and make a token in response to me blast zoning their thing. They binned a lava coil there. God, what's their other card? Another alliance? Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Sure. Okay. Do they have time for that? I feel like they don't have time for that. Oh, they can activate one and get 2 1/1s here, huh? That's pretty good. Because they have 10 lands in play. Yeah. Okay, so they just like draw a discard and make 2 1/1s. Think we're still pretty ahead, but it's a good line. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we draw an untapped land for the turn, we can go Yarok into Cavalier of Thorns, just make infinite things. Do I have any life gain lands left in my deck? There's 0 in here. There's 1 in play, so there should be 2 life gain lands left in my deck. What are you waiting for? Activate. Activate. It's your only line. Wow, they missed it. Let's once to start, shall we? Is decking ourselves a real concern here? No, we have 25 cards. They're super dead. Oh, I do have 2, you're right. Let's scribe. I'm just gonna bottom anything that's not the last gain land. Nah, I think I just want the extra flying blocker because they're gonna be dead next turn regardless, right? I guess they have flame sweep. If they're playing the list we've been playing, there's 2 main deck flame sweeps. Yeah, maybe Yarok for lifelink. I wasn't thinking about flame sweep. So they get 2 shots at flame sweep next turn. Yeah, Jace isn't really decking protection, though, because you have to draw him naturally. And a lot of the times when this deck is decking, we're not drawing naturally. Yeah, opponents definitely been taking their sweet time. They've used 10 minutes off their clock. We've used 5. Maybe they're not playing main deck Flame Sweep. Or if they are, they forgot about it. Thought Erasure seems fine here. Murderous Rider's probably fine too. Killing their flying creatures as well as their planeswalkers seems a-okay. Shifting Ceratops for running down their planeswalker seems fine. Depends on if they leave what's it called in their deck though. If they leave what's his name? Legions end against Alliance tokens. I don't think so. I feel like I'd rather just like kill their enchantment and like I have random things I can block too. Chicken Pots and Pie, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Is it crazy to trim Grazer in this matchup? I feel like it's not. I think I'm also going to trim a Yarok because if they bring in the Mystical Disruption card, getting this countered for 1 mana feels really bad. I don't want to get caught with a bunch of those while they have the possibility of having that. Let's try it. Let's try this. Yeah, it's very possible, like, you know, it's a new set. Opponents playing with new cards probably for some of the first times that they just missed the fact that they could have done it on their turn to get a thing. Hey, look at that. It's a kind of medium hand that's going to get glued together by Once Upon a Time here, hopefully. Chicken Pot Senpai. That's probably what it is. That's much more clever. It's much more clever than my ability to read. Perfect. Not even Jank Glue. This card's just good. There should probably be 4 Once Upon a Times in every green deck you play. As long as it's legal, there should probably be 4 of them in your deck. The mono blue seal deck was a hot dumpster fire. It was hot at least, you know. Well, their hand could be anything. Do I take the lava coil? I guess I take the lava coil because I've got 2 5/4s in my hand, right? I think I'm actually gonna bin. No, I'm not gonna bin that, right? Because next turn I'm just playing this tap that I can cast that. Sure, sign me up. I think it's an okay draw late game. Yeah, Once Upon a Time's a great draw late game. Like, gives you an impulse 5 to find your bombs. Again, opponent making kind of a small sequencing mistake here. We've seen a lot of people do this. You want to crack your Fabled Passages before you opt, because if you opt a bad card to the bottom or a card you're not interested in, you don't want to be shuffling it back in right away. All right, so I think we just trophy this right away so they don't get another thing. Gives them a land, but stops them from getting more tokens, which is nice. Next turn, we can fetch an untap for us because Fabled Passage is great, and play a Shifting Ceratops. I don't know about better or worse, LaShawn. They're just different. One of the great things about Magic is there's so many different, unique strategies you can employ. Yeah, the blue-red deck has a lot of really small sequencing decisions, which means there's going to be more rope for you to hang yourself with on average. Royal Scions has absurd loyalty to start. Thankfully, Shifting Ceratops gives very few cares. He's just ready to give him the beatdowns here. We'll fetch our second basic forest and second Ceratops with haste and then smash them down next turn. An Esper deck won the fandom tournament yesterday. That's only a 16-player thing, but it's a good place to get a snapshot from. Those deck lists are up on Goldfish. That's annoying. Hey, Gundog, thanks for the 23 months. And Beach Toad, thanks for the brand new Prime. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Is that the Wishful Esper I have coming up? It is not. Wishful Esper, like many of the decks we play on this stream, are viewer submitted lists. Wishful Esper is the Talisman or whatever it's called. An Esper deck based around that card. Yeah, the opponent's deck, so one of the things that's really critical on both learning matches of Magic and getting better at the game in general is role assessment, figuring out when you're the aggressor and when you're the control deck. And I definitely think that my opponent's deck is the beatdown in these matchups. It's their job to end the game ASAP because as the game goes longer, my deck has much more inevitability than theirs does. Yeah, it has the Talisman plus Teferi to bounce the Talisman back, and it also has 4-mana Karn, because 4-mana Karn shuts off the Amulet while it's on your opponent's side. Signal Sal, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. The old Bacon Bolt hanging out here, being nice and blue so I can't kill Ceratops. Yeah, I definitely think that's by design, Thunderwunk. Like that stuff like that's like super intentional. All right, they need land plus lava coil. If we can take the Royal Scions off the table this turn, we should be in an okay spot. Hopefully this Once Upon a Time will find us like, I don't know, Risen Reef or some of their value creature. Would I make any changes to this for a best of one? Probably not. Fried Oko sounds like sushi. Once upon a time, there was a Yarok. Seems fine. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Now, unfortunately, this is land 7, but we have 2 forests right now. So we're not currently triggering field.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
So the short answer is you can never know for certain, K-Dog. The longer answer is it depends season to season, and you gotta watch it. Like, I'm ranked 250 or so right now, and I think I'm safe, but there's definitely no certainty. It might have been right to hold Fabled Passage here. I'm not gonna crack the passage until I get the Yarok into play, though. We have a pretty good chance to just, like, draw land naturally next turn, though, so I think it's right to play this out. Would you like to give me something on top of my deck? Yeah, bacon in, baby. We're gonna rise up. Rise up. Rise up the reef. You were 756 2 days ago, and now you're 814. Yeah, you probably need to play some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My wife is currently obsessed with Hamilton. It's basically all we listen to when I'm in the car with her. And we went and saw it live in Chicago. Somewhat recently. All right, so I'm gonna put this into play. And then in response, you'll see I toggled full control mode here, because in response to this scry trigger, I want to fetch, because I don't want to fetch away something good if I scry it to the top here. So again, little things where you gain percentage points. So I'm going to cast this Yarok in a second. Jeff adding Hamilton to his song repertoire is everything I ever wanted in life. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Do you have a shock? Mystical Dispute. Wow, get stuffed. I even talked about that card too. Yikes, that's I should have played around that one. I don't know. We're still ahead, but I definitely should have played around Mystical Dispute. This card's great, by the way. Most blue decks should have this in their sideboard. And we're dead. All right, great. Excellent. Good. Remember that time I played into a Mystical Dispute? Yikes. All right, well, you know, Crackling Drake's a busted card. Oh, woof. So, dead to any instant or sorcery here. Hey, Crunk Kid, thanks for the 4 months. You can always find my favorite decks for every day here on my website. Wow, do they not have it? Do we get a redraw here? All right, if we find a trophy, we can kill this or a Cavalier. Yikes! So close and yet so far away. Yeah, if we'd have played around the Mystic Dispute, I'm pretty sure we would have won that game because the Yarok would have resolved. I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's just keep Dispute on the brain. How good is this Scryland going to be? Hopefully great. Great. Great is the answer. The answer to our question is great. Ember Cleave. Yeah, Cleave's another one you want to keep in mind against a lot of the aggro decks. It's one of those cards that, like, jumps up and kills you. Just like one of those woof style cards. I'd like to add that one to my trophy case. How do you add an alliance to your trophy case? Will I marry you? I don't think that's legal in the state that I'm in. I'm already married. Can't do it twice. Is Cleave standard team or battle rage? Yes. I could adopt them. I have enough responsibility, thanks.
My sister by my side. I do not fear the What is my strategy here?
What is my strategy here? Survey says Lava Coil. Looking for a green source to jam this next turn. Well, okay. Huh. I think I'm, like, down for the Mono Cavalier plan here, huh? Am I murdering the Royal Scions? I think so. Yeah, Deckmaster does not have the new cards in it. Alright, so that's not untapped, so they can't dispute a Cavalier here, which is great. I guess they could Aether Gust me, theoretically. Gust would be pretty backbreaking. Stroke. Yikes. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this one. That's pretty unfortunate. We're gonna take our second loss. Technically our first loss, because Arena blows, but, you know, it is what it is. The Vitamin String Quartet is not magic related, just lucky. So if they don't have another counterspell, and we hit a land next turn that we don't have, we could potentially get Cavalier of Thorns and make a token.
My answers lie in the cold truth.
They have another counter, we're just dead, unfortunately. Oh yeah, that's true. 2 tokens if we had a land. That's not a land. Probably dead. Alright. Oh, yeah. Yeah, super dead, right? Yikes. Yeah, I definitely punted game 2 here. Alright, not getting aggressive, thanks. Am I gonna get burned out? He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Land I don't already have, please. Never mind. We're dead. That's sad. Feels bad, man. We're dead on board to this giving trample too. Yeah, I don't know there was really anything I could do different this game. Things just ended up being a little bit clunky, but not being conscious of Mystic Dispute definitely cost us the second game. That's fine. So the deck in games played, if we disregard Arena being poop, we went 4-1, which is not bad. This deck's very reasonable. Like I said, my biggest takeaway from this is that I was really impressed with how good the mana feels. Like once upon a time just does huge things for the mana. Not only that, but like playing more basics to support Beanstalk and Fabled Passage gives us a lot more untapped lands, especially combined with the fact that like these castles are untapped sometimes, whereas like the memorials were frequently or are always tapped, right? So if you were a fan of Yarok Field in previous seasons, I think I'm pretty happy with this list. I don't think I'd change anything. One of our match losses was to arena sucking, and the other one was to me making a mistake in the second game. What are we doing next? We're gonna do some black-green Henge up next. Henge, the Great Henge has been a card that's been really impressive from this new set. So we're going to go ahead and play some matches with this. Before we do that, I'm going to run a quick ad break and restart the Arena client so that way it doesn't randomly crash on us and cost us another match, hopefully. So BRB, thanks for hanging out. Remember, those of you watching ads, you're not going to miss any Magic content here ever. So thanks for